Sakshi Chopra, thank you so much for joining me on ETimes. How have you been? What are you
I
doing
have
in the States for so long? Are there any plans of coming to India?
most definitely. There's always plans of coming to India. I have been actually freezing in LA. It's really cold here, and I've been working on music, which is going to be coming out in 2 to 3 months. That's what I'm here to talk about.
Lovely. Do tell us about it. What's this
So
that
I'm
you're
a
working
singer
on?
songwriter, and I have been working on my first few singles that are going to be dropping in the next 2 to 3 months. I write all my songs, and I've kind of been collaborating with different producers, like-minded songwriters, and working on my craft and putting and channeling all that I've learned into my music. I trained professionally from the Trinity College of London, and I have a degree of 8 years for Western vocals. And now I'm channeling everything that I've learned into what I want to create and what I want to leave behind. And I'm excited. I've been writing songs about breakups and relationships and what I think, and times where you feel lost in life and all kinds of personal experiences. So
Lovely. That's really so good to hear that you're getting to something concrete out there. You've been there for quite some time now. And
almost 2 years.
yeah, yeah. And how is it there? I mean, do you find life easy, or do you really miss home sometimes to be with your parents? And you say, yeah, getting difficult here.
To be honest, life here is much more independent. The culture is so incredibly different than India. It's a very on your own kind of life. Um, and back home is a very, very family oriented life. I definitely have moments where I miss family and the home cooked food and just always waking up and having somebody there because I live alone over here. So it definitely, there's the moments of missing family are there, but I would say that I land up working a lot more when I'm over here. I land up songwriting a lot more, maybe because I live alone, but there's only so much time you can sit on your ass for the whole day. And then your body clock starts to tell yourself, you got to work now, you got to do this. And when you're living alone, nobody's there to nag and tell you, you got to work now, you got to do this, you got to become that person for yourself. So living alone has really been a discovery for me of finding out who I am and how I work as an artist, as a songwriter, as a creative person. And I think I've grown a lot living here, but I do miss the family a lot and my dogs.
So let's go back to the day, when you told your parents that you want to stay here, despite the fact that your studies are over.
Mm.
What was their reaction?
They always knew that I wanted to move over here. When I was just 12 years old, I had decided that I wanted to pursue music. When I was 9, I started training. And when I was 12, the decision was solidified. And since then, there were talks about me moving. So when I came here for a course and I finished it, and then I decided to kind of make the permanent change, they were not surprised because we always knew that this was something that was going to happen eventually.
Did none of them resist? I mean, did they try to coax you at least,
Well, my mom definitely, initially she was like, I didn't think that it would be this difficult to live without you. And I was like, wow, that's mean. Um, but, because of tech, like the tech today, we can video call each other every day.
Hmm.
And it feels like, we're so close to each other. So it doesn't really feel like there's that much distance between us, even though there is. So it's been not the most difficult transition. So no, there was not much resistance.
How would
Nobody could stop me.
you describe? How would you describe your teens? Uh, were you a rebel? Were you very
Oh,
obedient? Uh, I'm asking you this because keeping in mind that you have shifted there.
mhm. So in my teen years, actually all throughout growing up, I was actually very, very focused. I always knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to be a singer. I was always listening to music, trying to write new songs, looking at, my favorite artists like Pink, like Lana Del Rey, and getting inspired. And, you can quote me on this, but I had read this somewhere: work until your idols become your rivals. And if I want to, be at that level, if I really want to put myself up there, I need to be kicking ass. And I don't have time to just sit around and waste my life away. So I think that my teens have been focused. I've had my fair share of fun, but always been focused.
You didn't answer the question.
I did. My teens
Specifically,
have been
specifically,
focused.
were you a rebel?
Oh. In terms of what? Like I always did my work. I always kept that happening. So a rebel in terms of like,
No, in terms of, I mean, say if you're at home, you're going to a friend's house, you have to come at a particular time. Generally, parents say, you say, no, I will come at the time I want. The parents will say, eat this. You'll say, no, I want to eat small, small things. I mean,
well, me and my mom have always had a very, very close relationship. And I never lied to her, even while growing up, because she never put very strict restrictions on me. She always allowed me to live my life, be free, as long as I never lied to her. And I always listened to her because she allowed me to do whatever I wanted to do. So it never felt like I had to sneak out of the house or anything because she never made me feel like that. My parents are divorced, actually. They got divorced when I was 4 years old. So dad never said shit. He was not there.
so also, that's the reason why you carry the surname Chopra, I guess, not the surname Sagar.
Mhm.
Mm, fine. So I want to ask you, what made you feel that you should concentrate on a career there? I mean, if you want to become a singer, you can become in India also. Were you not gravitating towards Hindi music? Is that what you are saying?
I love Hindi music. I think it's beautiful because music, ultimately, at the end of the day, is a universal language.
Mhm.
But when I sing in Hindi, I just don't think it sounds as good. It just sounds better when I sing in English. And, I feel like India has never had that kind of representation internationally in terms of Western music. India's never had a Lady Gaga, and, there's always a first. And I think I can be the first Sakshi.
You want to be India's Lady Gaga.
I don't want to be India's Lady Gaga. I want to be India's Sakshi Chopra. I am my own person.
Okay, you're underlining that by saying it again. Fine. Also, Sakshi, your videos,
Underlining what?
you're underlining that I'm saying you want to be the first Sakshi, yeah, and saying it again.
I want to be India's representation for international music.
Fair. Uh,
Like, how Shakira is for the Latin audience, how Enrique Iglesias is, like that.
I want to ask you now about your pictures and videos, which become an immense subject of discussion whenever
I'm
you
aware.
post them on Instagram. I mean, 254K followers at the age of 2021 is huge. But when it comes to trolling, when it comes to, comments, one, what do you feel?
So I initially started uploading these pictures when I was like 13 years old. And it just started off by me posting like normal pictures on Facebook before I was going out with my girlfriends and stuff like that. And then Instagram happened and became more and more relevant. And I started posting, pictures of me on vacations, pictures of me at the beach, pictures of my life. And I started getting more and more followers. And, I started growing, but it obviously wasn't without hate because people will have all kinds of opinions when you put yourself out there. And initially, it did bother me because I was younger. But the more that you hear it, the more immune you get to it. Because how many times can someone say something to you and it'll feel bad? It's like you hear it 10 times and it stops affecting you. So you eventually reach a point where you become immune to the hate because on the internet you have to be strong, you have to have a thick skin, and if you want to put yourself out there, there's going to be good and bad that comes with it. So I really turn my eye to the hate. I don't even look at it because I need to focus on what I'm putting out there. I need to focus on myself. I need to focus on the next song I'm writing. I have too much to occupy my mind with rather than something that I've been told 100 times by somebody that I don't even know. Like, and my reasons for posting these pictures are, at first it was just for fun. And then, social media became more and more relevant. I started growing more and more. And, brands I used to really love started collaborating with me. It became, it's something I could make money out of. It became something that gave me more opportunities, like being called for events, getting collaborations with really cool brands, getting free clothes, free makeup. So social media is something that I started just for fun, but it became more like a business. And it became a place where I kind of expressed myself. I've always grown up looking at icons like Pink, like Lady Gaga, like Madonna. And I want to become a singer, and I have that, creative streak in me. And social media became an outlet for me to express myself, to channel everything that I was feeling. And it's a place, where I put out my thoughts on how I feel women should be allowed to dress however they want and not feel judgment from it. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, it's just cloth, right? It's a piece of fabric that we are covering our body with. And we are judging each other because of that fabric. That's really stupid. I don't know. I feel like people take it too seriously. Just relax. It's just self expression, it's fun. And ultimately, we're all going to die. And when we die, we're not going to think, oh my God, that person said that about me, or that person said that about me. We're just going to think, like, did I live my life the way that I wanted to? Was I a badass? Did I not give a shit what anybody else thought of me? Did I do what made me happy? And I think that's really what matters at the end of the day, right? Making yourself happy.
Did mom did mom ever pick up the phone and tell you that don't put out so many bold pictures?
So initially, I would say yes, she did. But I always had a very strong opinion of myself and was very, very clear, that at the end of the day, I am my own person. And you're going to have to give me that freedom to be myself and let me evolve and be whoever I want to be, because it's my life. And I'm so grateful that she respected that. And here we are.
So, are you in touch with the Sagar family?
Yeah.
Ramanand Sagar family, being the great granddaughter of Ramanand Sagar,
I recently actually went out to dinner with one of my aunties. So yeah, still in touch.
with your
So,
cousins. It's a
yes,
large
very much.
family.
Very much. Still talk to all my cousins, everything.
Okay, so you, your mom go to their house, I mean, in Juhu, and you'll be a part of the functions.
Yeah, we went for Rakhi. And I just told you recently we went to Sagarwala for a dinner. Nisha Sagar was having a dinner party, and we went over there. And I love to eat Guju food, and she's a Guju, so she cooked for me, and I ate everything. Guju
Are
food
you,
is my favorite.
are you in touch with your dad?
Oh yeah, very much. My dad is, always working, having his consultations. My dad's an astrologer. It's very interesting. I'm always annoying him to give me a consultation and predict my future.
And what does he say about your future?
Well, he says I will become a big star, but only and only if I work hard. Otherwise, I'm not going to do shit. Hard work is the key to success. So if I focus, if I keep practicing my music, if I keep writing my songs, and I keep my blinders on myself, I'll be successful.
Mom and dad are also in touch. I mean, since you'll go to their house,
Yeah, they're good friends.
there's animosity.
My mom and dad have always had a good relationship. I have honestly never seen them mad at each other. I honestly don't even remember them when they were together that much because I was so young when they got divorced. So it's never like I was hurt by it because I don't even remember. I was too young when it happened.
How old were you then?
I was 3 or 4. So there was not much to remember. And my parents have always been good friends. So it never felt like anything was missing.
Going further, there's again internet talking that you're dating a certain Rohit Golia, who is an internet sensation. Is that true?
No. No, I don't believe in long distance.
You were dating him at some point.
No. No. Where
So
did
how,
you read that? That's hilarious.
I mean, just type your name, it just comes up. Rohit
Okay.
is some part of the
No,
story.
no, they need to update that. I'm currently single.
But you had your fair share of relationships and breakups because you started off by saying that you're writing songs on that.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
I ask you there right away that you think you write as to what you feel.
I have, and after I moved to LA, dating is so different here. It's so incredibly different. And the people are so diverse, like completely different people raised in a whole different country than you. They think very differently, have whole new culture. So it has been very, very fun. I like it.
So it's not tough to come out of these relationships, which I mean, I'm trying to gauge from what you're saying abroad have been of a very short stint. Has
No,
it been
I
tough?
dated.
You called up mom. Has mom called you up? You'll have had these conversations of calming you down.
My relationship over here was not short, actually. I dated for a year. So it was a long relationship. And mom, she even flew here and met him. So it was good. It was good until it wasn't.
Fine, Sakshi, fine. Thank you so much for joining me on ETimes.
Thank you so much for having me.